Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Churchill is widely regarded as a hero for leading the country during World War II and standing up to Nazi Germany. However, his legacy is tainted by his attitudes towards people of color and his actions as a colonialist. Churchill was no friend to black people. He held deeply racist views and made no attempt to hide them. In fact, he made several public statements that reveal his disdain for people of color. In 1901, Churchill wrote about his experiences in the Boer War, describing the native people of South Africa as a raw Kaffir, racial slur crowd, very little above the animal. He went on to say that he did not admit, for instance, that a great wrong has been done to the Red Indians of America or the black people of Australia. I do not admit that a wrong has been done to these people by the fact that a stronger race, a higher grade race, a more worldly wise race, to put it that way, has come in and taken their place. Churchill also supported the use of chemical weapons against uncivilized tribes, including the Kurds and Afghans. In a memo to the British Colonial Secretary in 1919, Churchill wrote, "I do not understand this squeamishness about the use of gas. I am strongly in favor of using poisonous gas against uncivilized tribes." This statement is particularly disturbing given the fact that chemical weapons were later used by the British against the Iraqi people in the 1920s. The same Churchill also opposed granting independence to India, stating that he did not want to see that this magnificent country should be reduced to the level of the barbarous native states of Africa. It is important to note that Churchill's racism was not limited to his words. He actively supported policies that oppressed people of color, including the forced repatriation of black people from the Caribbean. In 1948, the British government introduced the British Nationality Act, which allowed people from the Commonwealth to enter the UK freely. However, Churchill opposed this law and supported the repatriation of Caribbean immigrants, stating that they were a burden on the UK's economy. During his time as Prime Minister, Churchill oversaw policies that resulted in the death of millions of Indians. The Bengal famine, which took place in 1943, was one such tragedy that was directly caused by Churchill's callous and discriminatory policies. At the time, India was still under British colonial rule, and Churchill had little regard for the lives of the Indian people. When the famine struck, Churchill and his administration took no action to alleviate the suffering of the people in Bengal. In fact, he actively prevented aid from being sent to the region, which resulted in the deaths of an estimated 3 million people. Churchill's racist beliefs were evident in his attitude towards Indians, whom he referred to as a beastly people with a beastly religion. He believed that they were inferior to white people and that they deserved to suffer. This is not the only instance of Churchill's racist actions and